So I want to share a very important thing. I was in Bujman Mall just 2 minutes back, and there was bagpiper and sounds. All those things were in the mall. And you know why? It was because it is UAE National Day. So
That's
yesterday,
true.
Mr. Sami messaged me that do have a final call with Venu. He has an exam. I said, no, sir, it's not possible because Venu is in Dubai. And because Vinu has met me before, so I said it's not possible. He's in Dubai, and Dubai has a national. How it is possible to give the exam? And then when I called last night, Vinu, that is the first thing I said. Are you sure? Did you check? So Vinu, first I want to know how the centers were open.
I mean, the center, I was expecting that I will be the only one, but it's full.
Ah, really?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe a lot of people who were planning to give actually targeted these vacation days, yeah, holidays. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's walk me through the exam, how the exam was, what were the things in the exam, because as I said it in yesterday's success journey, exam is becoming more and more challenging, which you also agreed to the after the exam. So walk me through that.
Yeah, actually, I was a bit mentally prepared because the two people who gave exam before me from our batch class actually gave a heads up that it's a bit time consuming. So in reality, in my exam, I started with a banger question, like it was right on my face that was started confusing me. The first question itself, it took me like 3 4 minutes because the elimination I was trying to do it, but I was stuck on the two options. It's very sure that both are correct answers. Okay, in my opinion. So slowly I started moving a bit. I planned a bit to take a break after 100 because it's a very lengthy exam. But then as exam started, I saw that the questions are flowing with like four liners majorly, and it was a bit tough for me on the elimination level. Like I mentioned. The two of the options in the eliminations are actually very close in many of the questions, and actually those are scenario based. Sometimes the scenario is a flow. Sometimes the last liner is entirely 180 degrees to the scenario what you see there. So it's no way connected. So it was a bit tricky to understand what exactly he is asking and look for that in the options.
Hmm.
So it was okay for me. Yeah, I felt.
Okay.
Uh, so I was not able to take the breaks, but I am left with 10 minutes to review all my flagged questions. So I went through them again and I changed some of the options, even though Mr. Sami mentioned me not to change it. But but it was okay at the end. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to know, you did not take even a single break?
No.
Why not? We agreed.
Actually,
I told you that this will happen. Like the only discussion I had with you was this that
correct.
you must take a break, otherwise you will get lethargic. So why?
Actually, I was thinking to take. My initial plan was to take a break after 100 questions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I checked the time left after I finished my 100, I thought it was not even closer to around 1.4 minutes per question. So I thought, I don't know if the flow continues like this, like four liner questions all throughout, then it will not be sufficient. I thought, let me continue. I sat in the chair and I just gave a pause if I felt like it's too lethargic, maybe like 20 seconds or so, and then I continue. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, okay. Let's talk about a very important thing, exam content outline, right? So this is
Yeah.
the holy grail of the exam. The exam comes from the exam content outline. There is nothing else that you can say. It comes from exam content outline. So how would you relate that? How the exam content outline was in the mock, was in the exam, and
Mhm.
why it is important or not important for people to know it inside out?
I mean, personally, it was a nightmare for me to remember exam content outline. Okay, from the beginning, I am always complaining to Mr. Sami also that it's very hard to remember this content because this is non-technical stuff. Okay, so because me coming from technical background, it's a pain for me to remember this theoretical knowledge a lot more. And sadly, I didn't get even a single numerical question in the entire exam. But I would say like 80% are maybe 100% are exam content outline, but not like what we practiced in green background. Okay, like straightforward, like one liner straight away from the exam content outline. Mr. Sami mentioned that he wanted us to remember that, so that's why he gave a one liner to remember that in our head, so that whenever the question, he tweaks it in such a way that at least it flashes in our brain that the keyword is this, and let's look for that kind of relevant answers in the options. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Okay,
I would say that as long as you are clear with the concept, I think it should be okay. Yeah.
it should be okay.
Sometimes the answers are very close, like I mentioned. That's when you will have a challenge. Otherwise, it's easy. Yeah.
It becomes challenging. Okay, okay. So any questions that were from PMP? Like I am here, we were discussing last night regarding the question. There were questions about PMP, etc., etc. Since you are a certified PMP, so any question that correlate with that?
Yeah. I cannot straight point that it's from PMP, but agile questions are there. I got almost like 10 questions uh, in line with agile. Yeah. Like he didn't explicitly point that it is agile, but the question, one a little bit of question, it talks about what's the best way to handle this kind of large programs like that. Okay, so like software developing large programs, so it will push you automatically into the agile methodology. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
I got almost 10 questions on agile. Yeah. and
So,
uh, and all the agile is whatever I picked is from PMP majorly.
hmm. So knowing agile is helpful, and you should know agile for your exam, right? Can you say
Yep,
that?
yep. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's yeah,
Yeah. Go
he
ahead.
doesn't clearly mention it is a agile methodology, what's followed there, but I got like three questions explicitly mentioned it is a hybrid. So
Hmm.
they follow both the traditional and also agile in the program. Some programs are like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's an important thing to look into that. Okay. When we talk about this, how much questions were from the collaboration domain?
I would say from collaboration, it's a combination with resource and collaboration together. Like what I observed majorly. It's conflict, resources, and collaboration all together. He mixed in 7 to 8 questions where he is asking about multiple teams and multiple uh, projects and programs where they have conflicts. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mr.
Risk and resources are major in my questions. I
Mis-
saw that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Sami, over to you.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations. And before now going back a bit, we had the first class on 17th of April. I still have your record, and then we did one-to-one program, and then in May you were busy. Then in July we had, then of September we restarted it. How important is the follow-up to keep the person on track? Because there are very few person like you who don't give in 3 months. Normally, as Mr. Amir knows, we target always 2 to 3 months, and it is gone. You're in the same flow. But some of the students like you, how important is to give the exam after 8 months? What were the challenges and how you kept yourself on track?
Yeah, actually, for me, giving time in a stretch like 2 months dedicated, it's tough for me. Mr. Amir well know me very well. In my PMP also, I took almost like 9 or 10 months altogether. Okay, so here I appreciate you a lot, like what Amir has done for me in PMP. The certification process, you followed up with me, and every time you are available whenever I wanted to restart, and you took proactive time in terms of coming up with this Excel based schedules for me, how I have to proceed with the blue background, green background, and simulators, revisions in a systematic way. Actually, that helped me a lot. Okay, when I picked in September, where I thought that I should get it done before this UAE national holidays, and that flow really changed my speed. Okay, I already told you that this is working for me, and breaking down that pattern in terms of completely revising the concept than watching the video of 2 hours. I think this blue background breaking down into multiple segments like per a day, 40 questions or 60 questions or sometimes 100 questions when I have time, and reviewing that with along with your explanation videos. It revised all the concepts what I studied before I took the break. So this really worked for me, and it not necessarily should can work for others, but if it worked for me, I think it will work for everyone for sure. That's what I feel.
Okay.
So it means that doing the questions and doing the practice is a paramount, and it's not like that you can do practice one time and you go straight forward for the exam. How,
Correct, correct.
because you already mentioned in the beginning about the toughness of the exam. So how is it to practice the questions?
For me, honestly speaking, when the green background questions, more than green background questions, I enjoyed a lot the blue background questions, and I was expecting that I will see those kind of questions in the exam. But I saw like 20 around 20 questions, copy paste questions straight away from blue and green background, not even a single letter change. Okay, I can write it down, and some scenario based are there, but it's not exactly like what we framed in these questions. But at least I am able to articulate what's the tone and then try to pick the answers there. Okay.
Okay. So how important for PGMP is coaching calls? Right. I want to know about these five things. Best, follow up, coaching call, roadmap. Right. I put it that. So let's start with one by one. That is uh, coaching calls. How important those coaching calls were for you?
Actually, what helped me, I mean, like Mr. Sami pointed out, I started in April or May. I don't remember the exact month, but I was distracted multiple work level conflicts, and then I restarted at September. At that time itself, Mr. Sami started having these coaching calls to go through all the blue background questions with the aspirants in one call. So very similar to what we had in PMP coaching calls. So reviewing those answers with peers and having multiple perspectives, and trying to learn from different team members, like why my selection is not better than the actual answer what's picked by the other team members. It helped me to understand like multiple perspectives in picking the right answer. Okay, so that also helped me to revise my concepts which were there in that magic grid and the booklet what Mr. Sami shared. Yeah.
Okay. And what about those special master class series that was started by Mr. Sami? So how that was important or relevant for you? Did you join those?
I mean, masterclass. No, I didn't join that. Actually, I was part of this. Like he scheduled it. I tried to join. It's a lengthy call, right? To recap almost like 6 or 8 hours. I couldn't spend that much time because I was flowing with the dedicated plan created by for me. Okay, so I was following that. So yeah.
Okay, okay, that's awesome. Yes, Mr. Sami, please go ahead.
Yes, okay. Then how important was the booklet in the exam? Like, keeping you the keywords and how important it is to understand the questions.
I would say Magic Grid and this booklet what you published. These are like hardcore Bibles. Okay, you can just take it and do the exam with your practice questions, in my opinion. Yeah. And I will show something interesting. Maybe it's in the hall. So while we are doing this, revising all that booklet with the class students, okay, it helped me to revise that one more time, even though I did that once before. So I highlighted all the keywords, whatever is critical to understand, either in the echo or also in the magic grid, and even in sub modules. So it was easy for me to go through that. And like you mentioned before, from the last 4 or 5 days before the exam, I started reading 10 pages just before going to bed to revise my keywords one more time. Okay, so that really helped for sure. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That short content what you created for the magic grid in like page number 23 in the booklet where you have all that
Mm.
main topics, so
Mm.
that was very useful for me to just keep it in my head before I step into the hall also, so that I don't forget
Okay.
that.
Yeah. So like the one that we make that WPS of 10 plus 12 plus 10 plus 5, 37 activities. Ultimately,
Correct.
you can put yourself in the contexts in which phase you
Correct.
are operating.
Okay.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I want to take you back a little bit regarding the application. You see, we know in PGMP exam, one of the biggest challenges is application. Can you walk me
Correct.
through that? How Mr. Sami guided you? What was the process? I know it's been some time, so whatever
No,
you
no, no.
remember.
I still remember that. I didn't forget that at all because
Okay.
the amount of efforts he took in reviewing and he reviewed it with you guys in a panel like to scrutiny from multiple people after drafting it and making it precise and concise. Like we took one section each day and then we put a whole content and which made the whole process of approval in very seamless manner. Okay, so it took I think he put his due diligence to ensure that it doesn't go in multiple verifications, in my opinion. Yeah, and that really helped in my case. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that really helped in your case, and that is kind of a important thing that I always want to know because you see, one of the important thing that you that I want to share is that 90% of the people when they take training of PGMP, they never even fill the application, right? So this is an important thing that how he worked with you and make sure that your application is filled and those things is done in the most possible way and how it can work into that way. Okay, so you are not new to the follow-up system, but my patience, I would say, and Mr. Sami patience are entirely different. So how would you talk about the customized roadmap and the daily follow-up that Mr. Sami did with you?
Actually, I think the amount of trouble I gave you, I didn't give it to Mr. Sami. I think, to be honest, actually, I think he's very kind enough, and actually, I didn't take this much time. What I took in PMP here, when I picked in September, I'm almost giving enough time to the roadmap what we created, and I stick with the dedicated roadmap what he gave me, and he revised it twice based on my progress. Okay, so that really helped me to not to fall off track or demotivated, and I would say that he's tremendous in terms of customizing it based on your need. Yeah.
Customizing based on the on your need. Yes. Mr. Sami, anything else you would like to answer?
Yeah, before we close about the mocks that we did, the 5 mocks, how relevant are those? And at the end, how would you recommend that when somebody is preparing for the exam, is it enough to practice one time or they must follow the customized roadmap? Sometimes you are doing blue background 2 times. Sometimes I'm asking you to revise in one day or 2 days. How important, specifically in the context of the current exam, is to be fully prepared and be prepared from multiple perspectives?
Um, I have two suggestions, okay? But since we are evolving and building this content, it is okay. But the way I enjoyed PMP while doing it, I have access to the simulator like anything. So even if I want to do the concept revision, I can go to simulator and practice it with the timer. Okay, but in PGMP we are coming up here, right? So the way we came up with the blue background questions, it helped me a lot, and the way we revised these mocks uh, um, uh, but simulator, in the simulator I did only once all the 3 mocks, that's all. I didn't repeat it. But if I had a chance to do the whole thing like green background, blue background, and PDF mocks, everything in the simulator, that will be extraordinary, I feel. Okay. In my opinion, I mean, that gives me like the way I do the questions in a speeder way, like faster way or something. But nevertheless, I mean, there is no regret. This is just an enhancement, I feel. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Venu.
right. It will give you much better feeling of the exam to be fully prepared on the
Correct.
simulator. But you know that,
Simulate.
as you already mentioned, that every day we are preparing 10, 20 more questions because there is so
Correct.
much
Correct.
agility already in the exam that whatever we have the content before, unless we don't practice it, will not help. But surely, as we have already planned, end of the year we will be consolidating all the things and putting on the simulator. But it's very, very good feedback.
Yeah, thank you.
And also one more thing, like Mr. Sami kept on adding more questions as people start clearing the exam. Even the day before exam, I think in the midnight, he sent me another 30 questions, which I did early in the morning, all those 30, and I sent him a note. So he's trying to feed as much as he can. That's really helpful. That keeps that motivation for me to do more, because when I see you trying your best to help me, then I should reciprocate the same, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Vinu. Now each one teach one mantra as we discussed. I need few question, Mr. Sami. I am sure will be coming back for you with you because
Sure,
the
sure.
changes PGMP exam is coming. We need that contact. You know the deal. Do send me your picture and make the question answers and let's keep moving forward, Vinu. Thank you very much,
Sure,
guys.
sure, sure, sure.
Thank you very much, Vinu. Have a good day.
For
Mr.
everybody,
Sami, any
you
special
can
thoughts from you?
yeah, you can see
No, it's well.
just 1 second. You guys, you can see this is our next batch that is starting in few days. So if you want to
Okay.
become certified, 5 of January is the date that next batch will be starting. We can only allow 8 people because some 4 people have already enrolled, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, correct.
So 4 people
4.
have already enrolled, and we have 1 month for that. I'm not gonna allow more than 8 people. So if you want to join the PGMP batch, yesterday we recorded Journey of Felicia, and now Venu, and in this month, 5, 6 people more will be clearing. What is this PGMP number, sir?
57.
57. So we will be closing more than 60 in this year. Thank you, Venu. Thank you very much.
Hopefully.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Sami. Thank you very much.